Hey guys, Jessica Damamu here with another review, and today we're reviewing Vinyl Wonder Paint for Toys. So, I am an action figure collector and customizer. One of the hardest things about being a customizer is that you could sand this down and you could paint it and you could prime it and you could do it in coats and let it dry and you could acrylic clear coat it. Also, these figures being soft polyvinyl chloride, unless it's acrylic paint, they will dry sticky. And even then, your spray paints, most of them will dry sticky, even if they're acrylic. And I one time spent like a week painting something. And I was enjoying it, and I moved the arm, and it went against the chest, and there was just this big streak where the paint had just scraped off, and it was just like, no, 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 because now you've got to touch up paint it, except that so much work wasted. So I tend to dye my figures. It has its limitations, but I like dye because it's very permanent. Sometimes it fades a little bit, but it's pretty permanent. And I suppose many toy customizers have been like, man, if only there was a paint that stuck well to soft polyvinyl chloride figures. Soft PVC. But it doesn't exist. But obviously it does, because this guy's factory painted on the chest, the plastic's the same color as this. So, that doesn't scrape off. Eventually you'll find one that's worn down on eBay, but still most of it's there. Well, seek no further. Vinyl Wonder has made a airbrushing paint that is very, very durable, very, very strong. Paint has a feel to it. When I feel the paint, it feels very similar to the factory paint on an action figure. A little bit different, but very similar. So this is a extended Zaku. It's made of the same materials as this guy, and I wanted to make the White Ogre, who's a White Ace pilot, and so I shielded a few parts that need to be staying black. Hopefully the wall mounting putty I stuck on there comes off. I did a test scratch on some of this not too long ago. It did take me 9 coats to cover this with the white paint, because it was pink before. You only need so many pink pilots, pink robots. So, yeah, all very white. Might end up with a dirty wash in the end. And earlier, I guess I'll even show it now. I'm scratching this with my fingernail. I'm scratching, 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 scratching harder, 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 harder. Hard. Nothing. Now, I did have a little, with my earlier test, I had a little sticky outy part of my nail. Just teeny, teeny, tiny. And it actually ground into the paint and chipped it, but it didn't scratch it. The paint dried non-sticky, which, if you're dealing with Gundam MSA action figures, is a huge deal, because, oh my gosh, these things almost always turn sticky when you paint them. And that ruins it, because then it collects dust bunnies. It becomes a walking dust bunny. Oh, terrible. So, my test with Vinyl Wonder, I haven't put the figure together. That's what I'm doing next. But it feels fantastic. It's incredibly smooth. It's incredibly durable. I have never seen a paint so durable in my life that is available to the consumer. It is highly toxic, so you need to wear a respirator or a filtration mask. Me, I went with a respirator that I made. But yeah, I really recommend these guys. There's a link down below in the more info area. This is not a promoted review. Right now, their colors are kind of limited. I think maybe they're making more, but do make sure to test them out. Buy from them. They're here in America, and if us toy makers, us customizers, etc., support this, then, because it's a pretty new company, let's not let it vanish, guys. This stuff is worth the money. It's going to be more expensive, but it's worth it. I'm sure this figure is going to be able to take the wear and tear of being an action figure and pose way better than anything I've ever painted before, and I am so excited. See you guys later.